Alright, welcome back to the channel. If you're just joining me for the first time, welcome. Today I'm going to be going through my thoughts and procedures about how I grease my M1 Garand rifle. The CMP manual lists a type of grease called lubriplate. This is available on Amazon. You can get it in a 16-ounce tub. I guess it's about a pound. I'm not familiar with the brand. I don't use that myself. What I have is two different varieties. I've got Outers, choke tube, and gun grease, which I got at Walmart, and this is another tube. I happen to have an Academy Sports and Outdoors gift card, and I purchased this. It's all-weather high-tech grease for outdoor applications. It's got a pretty high temperature range. I've never had an issue out of either one. There's no point or rhyme or reason why it's two different kinds. It's just what I ended up with, and it seems to do the job well enough for me. No functioning issues or anything like that. This particular brand comes in red, which is kind of odd, but and this is just your simple old-fashioned, looks like some old oil or something. Works out pretty good, so let's get into it. So your first place is going to be on the trigger assembly, your bolt camming lug. This piece up here, you're going to put a little light grease there. So with the applicator with this syringe, you just apply a little bit of grease, and I just take my finger and rub it down. If you're that worried about the grease and material on your hands, you can always use latex gloves or whatnot. Set that aside. That's about all you need there. Taking a look at the receiver and the barrel group, the first thing we're going to do is the lower part of the barrel, which is, let's get my bolt to come forward. And on mine, it's pretty obvious. It's got a lot of wear there. This line, I just take some grease and put it all along that line right there. Just helps your op rod out just a little bit, and you don't have to overdo it with the grease. Just apply a little bit and kind of rub it in there. And as you work your action, that'll get your grease up under the part where you can't touch and up a little bit more forward. So, and you can see, again, the CMP recommends that you can also place grease just about anywhere else on your barrel and receiver where you see some shiny edges. That's your metal wearing against metal. I usually put a little extra here and there, just where I do see the metal is a little bit more shiny with some friction. Your next place you're going to put some grease is right in here in this bolt channel. That is where your op rod rides and carries the bolt. Place just a little bit of grease in there. This has already been greased. I'm going to add just a little bit just for the demonstration purposes. Rub that in with my finger. Again, work your action to get the grease spread around just a little bit. The next place that you're going to add it, and I guess it got me, so you would have to break it down the rest of the way. I'm going to take it apart so you can see. It says the camming surface of the op rod, so where your bolt assembly, bolt lug meets your op rod there. Okay, so without too much further disassembly, I'm going to rotate it. Broke it loose from the bolt. Just put a little bit of grease right inside there around that assembly. It looks just a little bit shiny, but it's definitely shiny on the bolt arm, the little lug that sits in there. So apply a little grease in there. Okay, if you slide your action backwards and move the bolt out of the way, the next spot is going to be the lip of your receiver, just right under there. That makes like a little shroud there. When you've got the bolt all the way back, you can take a little grease and apply it right there to give your bolt carrier a little bit of freedom there. The next place is going to be your locking recesses, where your bolt sets when the action is closed. That is right there where my applicator's pointing. And on this side, The other side of your bolt is going to seat right there when the action is closed. Again, any other surfaces that are shiny, I usually take just a little bit and put it on top of the bolt there. The last place that the CMP recommends is your front 8 inches of your op rod, and I have greased this already because I shot it recently and cleaned it. Your forward 8 inches, I don't have a tape measure. You know, your op rod in total is just over a foot, so I would definitely go at least just past the wooden hand guard a little bit and apply grease. You can measure it if you want to, I guess, but apply a little grease there. That'll keep your op rod moving freely inside the gas chamber there. All right, so that's all I've got for this one. I'm going to reassemble here. If you've got any comments or want to see any more videos, I didn't do a full disassembly. There are several out there on YouTube. I might do one of those if this video gets a pretty good reception. So thanks for coming by and thanks for watching.